Underdog Fantasy continues to be one of the most fun and most flexible ways to make a couple of bucks while watching your favorite sport. My favorite sport happens to be UFC, and this weekend is UFC 314. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my Underdog Fantasy entry for UFC 314. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than any of the numbers you see on the screen, you put a few of those together, and you make a bunch of money. It's a ton of fun. It's a ton of flexibility, and they will even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do to get that free money is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog and use promo code WWP. Once you use the WWP promo code, the money just rains. It rains bonuses and deposit matches and all of that. Get your free money, build yourself a couple of entries, and have some fun. I love Underdog Fantasy, and that is a genuine statement. And the reason I love Underdog Fantasy is they have the most amount of options. I am filming this early. They drop their lines early, so I am filming this early so we don't miss out on some of the line movement. You will get more and more options as the week goes on. For example, right now for the Volkanovski fight, we have 5 choices. By the end of the week, you'll have up to 10. My suggestion, though, is when you see lines you like, jump on them because they do move. They're similar to betting odds, whereas money comes in and people use them, they'll go up and down. I'm about to give you my entry, but get your free money. A, it supports us, and B, why wouldn't you want free money to try something new? I'm going to focus very specifically on UFC 314, but this is for all sports. You can see across the top here all the different sports that you can play, and you can mix and match. And if you know a shit ton about golf and a little bit about UFC, you put those two together, you build yourself an entry. It's promo code WWP to get that free money. Just go to wewantpicks.com/underdog and use that WWP promo code. Let's go ahead and jump right in. The reason I love Underdog Fantasy, I mentioned the amount of options. One of the options that I love are the finishes. They give you the choice. Is Alexander Volkanovski going to win by finish, higher or lower? And I absolutely love that, because what you can do by picking the lower on some fighters is if you think they're going to lose, boom, you do the lower. Saves you. Whether they win or not, doesn't matter. They didn't win by finish. And also, even if you think they're going to win, but they're not very dangerous, like I love doing the lower on finishes, and we've done a bunch, but I'm going to start this with the higher on a finish. I do think Diego Lopes can finish Alexander Volkanovski. And even if that doesn't happen, don't worry. When we finish up here, I'm going to do the flex play option. So even if we get one of these wrong, we'll still be in the profit. And the entry I'm about to give you is 11x, 11 times our money. And that includes if we get one wrong. So I'm going to do Diego Lopes to win by finish. You get a basically 67% boost by throwing him in here. And I do think he can win by finish, and I'll take that 67% boost. As we work our way down, I'm going the exact opposite direction. I'm doing the lower on Michael Chandler. Listen, Michael Chandler can definitely win this fight. I doubt he does. He doesn't take his career seriously anymore. He's in great physical condition. He'll show up. He will bomb right hands and just spam them over and over. But after I watched him get completely out-wrestled by Charles Oliveira, even though he's a Division I All-American wrestler, that's when I knew this guy doesn't. He's here to entertain. He's here to make the big bucks for the huge fights. He's not here to actually work his way to anything meaningful. I think Paddy Pimblett wins this fight. But even if Michael Chandler wins, I don't think he's going to finish Paddy. I think he's going to spam right hands early, and then inevitably he will slow down and fade as he normally does. This is a 5-round fight. I do not think Michael Chandler's going to get it done inside the distance, so we're going to do the lower on his win by finish. Exact same logic with Bryce Mitchell. Here's the thing. Even if Bryce Mitchell wins, which he might, I think this fight is way closer than the betting odds and the general public's opinion. But even if Bryce Mitchell wins, I have to assume that Jean Silva has enough grappling acumen to not get submitted. Whether he can defend the takedowns or not is a whole different world. So doing the lower on Bryce Mitchell to finish protects us. And it gets us a few different outcomes. If Jean Silva knocks Bryce Mitchell out cold, they still hit because Bryce did not win by finish. If Bryce Mitchell pulls off a huge upset and grinds his way to a win, this still hits because Bryce Mitchell didn't win by finish. The only way this misses is if Bryce Mitchell essentially submits Jean Silva, and I just don't see that happening. Even if Jean Silva can't defend the takedowns and ends up on the ground the whole time, I don't see him getting finished. I think he'll defend well and just lose a decision. Basically exactly what happened to Joe Anderson Brito last week. So whether you think Jean Silva wins or loses, I think we are protected here doing the lower than a half a finish by Bryce. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is very good. Yair Rodriguez is very dangerous for a couple of minutes, and then he fades, and then he slows down, and he has a quit button. Volk made him quit 2 fights ago. We just watched Brian Ortega make him quit in his last fight. And he's fighting a UFC newcomer in Patricio Pitbull. If you don't know who Patricio Pitbull is, I promise you, you should. He's listed here as Patricio Fiery, whatever the hell. Nickname's Pitbull. Is his last name. He is one of the most accomplished fighters on the planet. In Bellator, he was the lightweight and featherweight champion of the world. Since 2010, he has only lost one single fight at featherweight that he didn't avenge. He is an unbelievable fighter. Yes, he's a little older, but he's got durability. He will grind. He can wrestle. He can strike. He can do all of the things. And I just don't see, whether Yair wins or loses, I do not see him finishing Pitbull. Pitbull has fought some of the best on this planet for a very long time. And finishing Pitbull is not an easy thing to do. I don't see Yair Rodriguez doing it. I think Patricio comes forward. I think he gets some takedowns. He grinds a little bit. And then after a couple of minutes, you don't have to worry about Yair being dangerous anymore. If we work our way down to Virna Jandiroba, I'm going to do the higher on the 2.5 takedowns. That's 1 takedown per round, essentially. But I don't even think we need to get to 3 rounds to get to this line. I think she'll have a few takedowns early. Obviously, Yan Xiaonan knows what's coming her way. Yan Xiaonan's going to be prepared to try to defend the takedowns, which I don't think she will be able to do, but she will also be prepared to get up if she is taken down. And we just need her to get up twice, and then we're good. We'll hit this line. 3 takedowns gets it done. I think Virna gets the 3 takedowns. I think she can cruise well past 3 takedowns. And if she doesn't, then I have bigger problems than hitting this Underdog Fantasy lineup. And then finally, I'm going to do the higher on Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Significant strike line. 29.5 is a low number. And you know what? 29.5 seems like a hard number to get to when you come out and you knock people out almost immediately. And McCall does have 6 knockouts in his 7 UFC wins. But the reality is, SD Dumas has a little bit of a chin on him. You're going to see that he got TKO'd by Nursultan Ruzaboyev. There was an eye poke there. The whole thing was a mess. I think McCall will land 30 significant strikes. I don't think that's a very hard thing to do at all. If you run through his fight history and his statistics, that's a number he has gotten to several times over. And I think SD Dumas' durability, the fact that SD Dumas might wrestle, only helps us get to and then past this number. So Mikhail Oleksiejczuk higher than 29.5 significant strikes. I already have this entry placed, so let's go ahead and take a look. We did 6 lines. 6 lines. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk higher than 29.5 significant strikes. Bryce Mitchell, lower than a half a finish. Michael Chandler, lower than a half a finish. Virna Jandiroba, higher than 2.5 takedowns. Diego Lopes, higher than a half a finish. If you don't like that one, leave that one out. I fully understand the nostalgia rooting for your boy Volkanovski. And then Yair Rodriguez, lower than a half a finish on his end. This is my entry. If you like it, great. If you don't like this entry, that's fine. Get your free money. Get the free money. The money is free. Free, free. At WeWantPicks.com/underdog. Use promo code WWP. Good luck this weekend. This is a spectacular fight card.